attention deficit and hyperactive. And the whole point of thing when we started drafting this paper, we too had a little bit of a skeptical that whether this falls into HRD or not, whether school area is completely a different domain, how did HRD fits into it. But as a person with a dyslexic background, I know what is the kind of a hardship I went through in life. Luckily, like the kind of a supportive environment that I had, I was able to even complete a master degree, then I went on to finish my PhD. The one point which I would like to take it, when I applied for my research, my guide, who was the HOD, asked me like, who's going to do the drafting of the entire thing? Or who's going to do the written part? I told him, that's the reason I have come to you. Because you are going to do it for me. Because it's more than the technology, whatever the people we think. It is not the technology alone is going to support these children. The more important in an industrial scenario, your self-confidence and self-esteem is going to play a major role. I think these children are being just thrown out for the reason that they have a minor disability, cannot be classified into a very severe disability. You know the Indian context of disability movement. Very thanks to the 2015 Rajya Sabha, which has included 16 disability to the existing 5 disability. Now we have 21 disability in the list of disability. Very recently only the specific learning disability and autism and few other disabilities are included into the disability movement. Till then, just consider till 2014, this was not even considered as a disability, wherein 10 to 15% of the population is already, I won't be saying this is, we never call this as a disease or anything, we call this as a condition. So based on these hardships, now I started the school at the age of 26 because when I was employed in the first employment in a hospital, 150-bedded hospital, as a counselor and a bit of an administrative role. Although because we come from a rural background of the South India, and we also work in a rural area. So the domain specific or a job description, all those things doesn't fall in at all. So whoever is in the market, he will be hired and they have to take it. Luckily for me, since that the hospital was run by my own friend, he wanted a help and I jumped in. But then I realized what is the kind of a hardship with the disability like what I had to go through by meeting the doctors, then day-to-day aspect of it entirely. Then what happened was last year, one of the students, we are completing our 17th year of the school. The student who we thought who has successfully completed the degree and has moved out, the school education and has gone back, completed his degree, took up a job, but again within 6 months he was thrown out. When he came back to me and said, sir, what I'm going to do now? All this year we thought I'm going to do something, but we don't know in a workforce environment where it has been very competitive. And that way MNCs may be accepting nowadays, but I'm talking about SMEs now. Because we are predominantly an SME-oriented country, wherein these children really are lost out due to this minor disability. So we thought an HRD intervention on a social innovation aspect of it, can it make sense? So that's where the whole thought paper started, and we are here and presenting it. Because there are many future HRDs are here and already the HR people are here. You are going to have the generation which talked about. So for 15% we are already saying the children are going to have these issues. With these issues they are going to complete the degree and definitely they want to be in your doorstep and you will be appointing them. And only the HR person will be knowing what is the disability or what kind of a thing, or he may not be knowing also because disclosure will not be made. Because we are a society, still a conservative society, we consider a learning disability even as an equivalent to intellectual disability. That's the worst part. That's a kind of an awareness that still existing between the learned mass. So that's the reason we thought this becomes a very important aspect of this conference, where a thought paper can be given here, and maybe people who are interested to study further, and we are also much interested to take this very seriously and see what we are in. In the last 17 years, knowing or without knowing, certain HRD practices are being implemented in the school, like competency mapping, which is very, very essential for the teachers now. Because in India, we call school system, we think school systems are very structured, it's very unfortunate. I'm making this statement out of my own observation. It's still an unorganized sector. The reason is, you have around 20,000 students, 10,000 students in a school, and you have around 350 or 550 teachers and support staff being there, but you don't have an HR. And people think an administrative officer can do the entire HR aspect of it. And the recent incidents that you are seeing in all the papers now has come out a point like whether we need to have a serious HR person inside a school or not. Now, if that is the case, then it becomes more significant that these children have to be understood, because it's not the fault of them, it's a heredity. So I will just throw in some of the things which is very important for you people to look at. Is when I started the research, it was in when I completed my education in 95, it was quoted as 7 to 8% in NCERT book. But as of today, it has raised to 12 to 15%. Now, what is this process? Within a 20-25 years of time, it's been getting doubled. And now people are thinking about social disability, a lifestyle disorder. It's been termed as a lifestyle disorder. So if that is the case, then the HRD has to play a major role in understanding these children. Now, for you to understand, this is not a very severe disability. It is just a minor disability where children will be failing in academic achievements and will always have a problem in reading mathematics and written expression. So you might be seeing some of the spelling mistakes also here, which we wanted to make sure, let it be there as it is, so people can understand, they can express what they want, they like to do it. It's only a matter of thing for a HR or someone in the administration to understand them. Like, okay, these are the reasons. Apart from that, you can see the kind of the mistakes that you are going to do. Don't think it's going to only happen in school, it's going to be throughout his lifetime. So, whether it is a documentation, it's all about documentation we are talking here. End of the day, even a kind of a technology that is being given to him will not solve this problem. Like, maybe it is a kind of a tool which can enhance the presentation, but still the hardcore of part will lies. So what we intend to do was here, just try to analyze, being a trainer, myself working with SMEs into the behavioral training and other aspect of it. I always, I had an opportunity to interact with the HR people, like how they recruit and what kind of a training they do. So with that, taking into all those inputs, so we thought like whether the school has implemented any of the thing. Then the recent RTA Act, you know that it's becoming very compulsory now. All children has to be educated. So we are going to have more children into this bracket. So what is the objective? It's intervention practices in the Helikx school and understanding the human resource intervention in students with learning disability, and to make recommendation to how HRD used the intervention of learning disability. Now, this is yeah, that's it. These are the things what we found. See, it is, if you ask me a question whether these all things have been done with a purpose or kind of a structure that's which has been there in an organization, I don't think so. Like, we have taken it and we have mapped it, because you know that teachers, and especially working with learning disability students or whatever the disability, teachers has to be competently mapped on the behavior aspect of it. So here the behavioral competency was taken into thing, and of course all the other aspect of it has placed in like. So these are the results we found. Like, we were able to find the more committed employee, which is very, very important for such an organization. And the last thing is this: positive culture of motivating and encouraging the reinforcing and develop among the school staff and students. So my request to the gathering people, like humble request, is please do understand the disability, because in a diversity, when you talk about in HRD, this is going to play a major role in the coming years. Thank you very much.